All right, Beyond the Cypher episode 5. We got straight out of Detroit, hardcore Detroit, my man Strings. What up, Strings? How you doing, man?
What up, though? Good to be here.
You know, I got a really good friend from Detroit. We were in the military together back in the day, and that's every time I call him, "What up, though? What up, though?" The same exact thing, man. So that's dope. So I'm assuming you born and raised, right? You born and raised Detroit.
Born and raised in Detroit all my life. Um, West side of Detroit, actually. Been here. I went to college for a couple of years in Kalamazoo. It's like 4 hours away. So that's like my only time, like, besides, traveling outside of Detroit.
No doubt, man. So, what is the history of the Midwest scene? Like as from your perspective.
Yeah, I can only talk from my perspective. I mean, we definitely had a scene. We still have a scene. When I came up, in the 90s, my influences was people in my family. My brother was a rapper. My cousin I used to look up to, Hakeem, um, RIP, you know what I'm saying? He was like my intro into like b-boying and dancing. He lived out like, about 35 minutes away, Mount Clemens. I had a lot of family out in that area. But, I wanted to be like him, you know what I'm saying? At all of the family reunions and stuff, he used to, get down, man. He used to do the performances and things like that. He was a pillar, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people in my family actually danced, but he was like actually doing, breaking, popping, and all that type of stuff. So that gravitated to that. Um, when I was really young, coming up, but after that, I kind of got out of it after he passed away. And when I got into high school, that's kind of when I got back into it. My brother, he was an MC, he was older, and he used to go to this club called St. Andrews. I know y'all, familiar with that by now. 8 Mile, the movie, um, the rap battles and stuff like that. So I would just be around him and around that environment, and that's kind of exposed me and like got me back into like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I seeing people in the clubs spinning on their heads, you know what I'm saying? Actually, one of my crew members, U-Turn, a lot of people may know him, you know what I'm saying? He was like a key person because, when I went to the club, I was underage at the time, but I seen him spinning on his head, you know what I'm saying? And from there, you know what I'm saying? I just, went back home, started from what I knew, of course, the old tapes, Beat Street, you know what I'm saying? All those movies and stuff, man, that's where I learned from.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? That was like the resource right there, the source. Um, and then from that, just getting in the community, going to the clubs, finding people, the practice spots, things like that. So, uh, slowly started to make my way in the culture and key spots like that. U-Turn actually, after a while, after, my skills started to come up and things like that, because it was real organic. It was like, I didn't even really approach them until like, I got to a certain level to where they they saw that, you know what I'm saying, I was, committed to it, and, I was showing my face, and, I was increasing in skill. And at that point, you know what I'm saying, he was like, yo, there's an event in New York, man. You should come through. It's going to cost a certain amount of money, save up for it, and you can roll with us. And actually, that was my first flight. It was to New York RSC Anniversary. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so even then, though, just having my name, Bboy Stringz, you know what I'm saying, when I signed up for the battle, it was like, you know, people had these alias names and things like that. My brother used to call me String Bean, you know what I'm saying? And I just, actually, I signed up under String Bean, but later on, I just took off the bean and called myself
Put that
String Bean.
Z.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
doubt. So, like, what was the climate like when you came in? Were there like already established crews? Was it just a bunch of people just like disconnected, but they're just battling, or how was it?
yeah. Okay, from what I remember, you had people that just rock with each other, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when I was going to St. Andrews, it was a lot of, you know, just people like doing different styles. So it's like, you know, like U-turn, B-boy, T Moore, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's kind of what I gravitated to. But it was people doing, you know, locking and things like that. But it wasn't like no crews. You know what I'm saying? It's like every now and then people might get together and do a show together. But I didn't see like how we know as crews today was like during that time. You know what I'm saying? There was now, you know, I'm like remembering, but there was crews though. There was like crews called like Chaos Crew, they were like an Asian squad, you know what I'm saying? NSA. You know, there was crews that I heard about, you know what I'm saying? It was Motor City Rockers, like, you know, the original Motor City Rockers. That was a squad that I used to hear about. And then there were, you know, other crews as well that like the OGs would talk about, things like that. But that's kind of like, you know, kind of like I didn't really see anything or anything like that.
No.
But yeah, there was a lot of, we had definitely a lot of dancers, man. Just dancers straight up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we live in the blackest city in the US, man. Like everybody can dance, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I mean, you start dancing everywhere, man. So it's like, you know, yeah, so from my vantage point, definitely we had crews, just like around my time, I think, you know, breakin was like already, you know, it had reached that threshold where it was really popular, and then, you know, it was back underground. So like, you know, when I was doing it and stuff like that, people was like, y'all, you know, that's old, you still doing that, y'all still doing that. So it wasn't really like how it is now. It was like, you know, we had to find key people and find places to practice, and, you know, we were very rare. We were rare people at the time. Wow. So, and then, yeah.
So when you guys go to the RSC Anniversary, is that hardcore Detroit, or is hardcore Detroit not non-existent yet?
It's just like the roots of it was, but we didn't have the name at the time, and it wasn't like, oh, we was a crew. It was just like I was saying, it was just, you know, eventually U-turn, you know, was, you know, we at the beginning, you know, he was there, Hardcore Detroit. We would enter some battles together and things like that, but not under Hardcore Detroit. It's just that, you know, later on when it was like, man, okay, it's that time to like, you know, start, you know, putting these pieces together and being official, and then finding that right name. That was like in like 2000, 2001, you know what I'm saying? Where it was like, okay, boom, we're gonna start branding ourselves and doing it like this. Because, you know, we didn't really have a, you know, it wasn't really like a model to follow really, or like somebody saying, oh, like, this is how you're supposed to do it. You know, we were just like like-minded folks, you know, liking the art and just doing anything we could do to get better and, you know, get more information and knowledge. It was just that simple. You know, unfortunately, you know, at that time it was great because, you know, the people that was around was just, we were so like-minded. It's like, you know, it was, you know, looking back on hindsight, you know what I'm saying, it was really, you know, we didn't have like a lot of problems or tension, you know, things like that may have came later and I had to deal with, but like, it was just so easy. And I don't know if it was just because it was rare and, you know, we just loved to do it, and we was just trying anything, you know, so we just didn't let certain tension get away. But I don't know, I feel like later on, it's just like a lot of other stuff just popped up, and, you know, it came to the game as far as like, you know, keeping a group together. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I shouldn't have to force nobody to come to practice, you know what I'm saying? There's just like certain things that I just didn't think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
You know, I mean, I could go on, but, you know, it's cool, man. It's a learning thing, you know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot, man.